Well, good morning. It's Good Monday. Hope you are doing well as we finish, or not finish, as we begin our time together, starting this new week as we move ever so deliberately towards Christmas. We are in Advent. We have turned the corner. We are closer to Christmas than we were to the start of Advent. So, yesterday was the third Sunday of Advent, so one more Sunday in Advent. So it's gonna be here before we know it. Couple housekeeping notes. We're continuing in our Advent devotional guide that we use here every day that we have here at St. Matthew's. If you're looking for one, I would encourage you to pick one up. You still have a few more days to, Advent's not over, so you still have time to read through the devotional. So just be aware of that. Where I'm going with this is I'll be doing Rooted through I'll probably record one maybe for Christmas morning. I'm not sure. But then once we hit Christmas, I'm gonna take a little bit of time off. Probably take off a couple weeks. I don't know. Definitely the week of Christmas and probably the next week I may have something for the new year. I'm not sure. I know a lot of us start new things in the new year, so I might. But I'm definitely gonna take off a few days after Christmas as we finish this Advent devotional. So we'll be here all week with Rooted, and then at least through Christmas Eve, maybe Christmas Day. I'm not sure about Christmas Day, and then we'll take off at least till January 1, but we may even take off the rest of that first week of January and restart the first full week of January. So just a little bit of housekeeping to kind of know what the schedule's going to look like the next little bit. So today's Advent reading comes from Isaiah 35. We'll read Isaiah 35 verses 5 through 10. Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf unstopped. The lame shall leap like deer, and the tongue of the speechless sing for joy. The waters shall break forth in the wilderness, and streams in the desert. The burning sand shall become a pool, and the thirsty ground springs of water. The haunt of jackals shall become a swamp, and the grass shall become reeds and rushes. A highway shall be there, and it shall be called the Holy Way, and the unclean shall not travel on it, but it shall be for God's people. No traveler, not even fools, shall go astray. No lion shall be there, nor shall any ravenous beast come upon it. They shall not be found there, but the redeemed shall walk there. And the ransom of the Lord shall return, and come to Zion with singing. Everlasting joy shall be upon their heads, and shall obtain the joy and gladness, and sorrow and sighing shall flee away. What a beautiful image! Like that's that what a great line, verse 8. Um, It shall be for God's people. No traveler, not even fools, shall go astray. That's great. I like that. It's such a great highway that even fools they can't even get lost. That's great. No lion shall be there. This King's Highway is a place of safety and of safe passage that the people of God can walk. You may have heard the old devotional streams of the desert. They come from this. For water shall break forth in the wilderness, and streams from the desert. The burning sands shall become a pool, thirsty ground, springs of water. One of the trips, streams in the desert. That's a powerful image there. One of my trips to Israel, we were passing through the desert in South Israel, around Beersheba, and there's all these greenhouses out in the middle of the desert. It's just the craziest thing. You're driving around this barren desert, and you look up and see greenhouses growing all manner of produce, and this passage is often mentioned about streams in the desert. How God brings streams in the desert. God brings life into lifeless things. Let's think about the context of where this was originally written, who this was originally written to. This was written as the Jews were going into exile. And as the Jews went into exile, they lost everything. Um, there's a big language here about, oh, streams of the desert, God's going to rebuild and restore all this type of stuff, but they had lost everything. The Jews had lost everything at this point. And so to speak about this would almost be seen as foolishness because How could there be streams in the desert when you've lost everything? Everything's on fire. The wall is being torn down in Jerusalem. The temple's being destroyed and looted. How could you speak of streams in the desert? How could you speak of waters breaking forth in the wilderness? How could you talk about the thirsty ground having having a pool of water? How could you speak about a king's highway where the people of God are safe to walk? Babylon's destroying the temple as we speak, and you're speaking of safe passage when everything's fixed to be awful. How can you speak of these things? The Lord's telling them that the punishment or the difficult season with Babylon will not last forever. It will not always be barren, and it will not always be dry, and it will not always be empty because life will come back. Life will return. Life will restore. There will be streams in the desert. There will be restoration. Sometimes we think things are too broken to be fixed, don't we? Yeah. We may feel that in our life. We may feel that in our families. We may feel that in our country sometimes, that things are too broken to be fixed. But hear the words of the prophet. There will be streams in the desert, and there will be a highway. It will be God's highway, the holy way, and no one will go astray. The redeemed shall walk there. The ransom of the Lord shall return. The exile will end. Joy will be upon their heads, and they shall obtain joy and gladness. Sorrow and sighing will flee away. If you're in a season of discouragement, where you feel like sorrow and sighing will never flee away, understand that weeping cometh in the night. Weeping may tarry in the night, but joy cometh in the morning. The weeping is not eternal. The sighing is not eternal. The sadness is not eternal, but there will be streams in the desert. There will be the holy way. There will be pools of living water for me and for you to quench our thirst and quench our brokenness. So don't give up. I know it may seem like it. I know it may seem like there's no point in going on. I know endurance may seem like a waste of time, like it's not worth doing, but don't give up because God's not done and God's still at work and the ransom will return and the sighing and the sorrow shall flee away. And even the fools one day will walk and not be lost. So I just want to encourage you. If it feels too much today, if it feels too empty today, if it feels like you can't do it today, if you feel like you just can't walk anymore, I understand. And this is not toxic positivity. I'm not saying you shouldn't feel that way. I'm not telling you to suck it up. You may need to sit in the ashes today. You may need to sit there for a minute. So this is not so I'm not telling you not to feel the way you feel. No, far from it. I'm just telling you it won't feel like this forever. And it won't always be like this. And that joy will come in the morning. So don't give up. If you're in a bad situation, don't give up. Be encouraged. God's always at work. And there will be streams in the desert one day. His word says so. He promises. Okay. Be encouraged today. So hey, have a great rest of your day. Tomorrow we're going to pick up. I think we're in James tomorrow. Let's see. Yep. We're going to read in James tomorrow. So that's always James is always a great book. So thanks for being with us. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the morning. Thanks.